Hello again everyone, DC Wood here, presenter of the Box of Stuff for Beartown Radio. Our latest video is none other than our review for The Vicar of Dibley, the second coming at Daneside Theatre, courtesy of Congleton Players. I would just like to give my thanks to Beckie Morley, my friend and one-time co-host of the old Curtain Call show, for all our talks, the interview, being allowed to take photos, being involved with the promotion of this event. I would also like to thank Craig Eccleston, Simon Matthews, John Beach and Kate Burrough for their interviews, and double thanks to Kate as well for those tickets also. And as always, Annabelle Hull, Pam Mean, Annette Bradley and the rest of Congleton Players and Daneside Theatre for all their time. Now, as I've said in previous videos, the Congleton Players have put on quality stage productions over the years, such as Fawlty Towers, Keeping Up Appearances, Dad's Army, The 39 Steps, and of course the annual one-act play festival, which we covered back in June and July. And they've done The Vicar of Dibley last year as well, with this sequel being the 280th production from the Players. It opened on Tuesday 7th of October 2014 to Saturday the 11th of October. I was able to attend early rehearsals, the full dress rehearsal on Monday 6th of October, and I attended the Friday 10th of October showing. I will share with you my experiences of sitting through rehearsals and live performance itself, as well as surmising the performances of the cast, contributions of the crew, the directing and the experience itself. So, here we go. The Second Coming is a stage play written by Ian Gower and Paul Carpenter, adapting the original TV series by Richard Curtis and Patrick Mayhew-Archer. Many amateur theatre groups around the country have adapted this production with permission from Tiger Aspect Productions, and like last year's Vicar of Dibley stage show, this Second Coming has also been adapted by Congleton Players for Daneside Theatre. The Second Coming is something of an omnibus, adapting several episodes of the original TV series into one play, namely Dibley Live, Autumn and Winter, with a few elements from The Window and the Weather and Animals thrown in also. It's also a direct sequel to the 2013 Vicar of Dibley stage show, where at this point Geraldine Granger has long gained the acceptance of her peers and improved life in Dibley for all the villagers. Hugo Horton and Alice Tinker are now married and are proudly expecting their first child. Further excitement comes with the announcement that Geraldine has acquired a temporary licence to set up Radio Dibley, and all manner of incidents occur as a result. The Vicar of Dibley, The Second Coming, starred several great talents of Congleton Players, many of whom I recognised had met before from July's one-act play festival. In the role of Geraldine Granger was Vicky Lee, there was Linda Davenport in the role of Alice Horton, formerly Tinker, David Burt was David Horton, Craig Eccleston was Hugo Horton, Chris Mann was Owen Newitt, Howard Ball, Frank Pickle, Kate Burrow, Mrs. Cropley, and Reg Tolliday as Jem Trott. Simon Matthews, former co-host of Beartown Radio's breakfast show, was in the role of Cecil, the choir master, and the choir themselves consisted of Michelle Asprey, John Beach, Emma Castle, Paul Duffy, another Beartown Radio presenter, and Sarah Francis. My former co-host of Curtain Call, Beckie Morley, directed the whole show. I could just simply say that this play was virtually impeccable and leave it at that, because Vicar of Dibley, The Second Coming was just so resplendent with everything, from the set designs to the quality performances of the cast, the direction, the lighting and sound, the prompting, the wardrobe, the timing. In a nutshell, I believe that fans of the original TV series would absolutely love this play. That was the impression I got when I sat through the full dress rehearsal, and the audience reaction on the night itself I attended was unanimously positive. Everybody loved it from start to finish and were just in hysterics. To begin with the format, The Second Coming cleverly adapted several episodes from the original show, like I said earlier, and the reworking of a TV presentation into a stage show was remarkably done, and Ian Gower and Paul Carpenter immediately deserve top marks for choosing the best elements from the series and reinventing them in a practical way for theatre, yet also keeping true to the heart and soul of the Vicar of Dibley. And the Congleton Players did Ian and Paul's script true justice, as well as the TV series itself. What I really loved about this was that the players didn't go for a direct imitation of the original source material. Instead, the cast and crew put their own interpretation of all those unforgettable comedic events and hilarious lines that you remember watching all those years ago. The Vicar of Dibley's humour is timeless. It will always make you laugh no matter how many times you watch it on DVD or on UK Gold or whatever. But because the cast did their own renditions of the characters, it made this rewatching feel fresh and give you all the more appreciation for how versatile Curtis and Mayhew-Archer's original writing is. The entire cast were all on form here. Vicky Lee was terrific as Geraldine Granger, understanding her wit, her frustrations, her compassion, her normalcy, her down-to-earth nature, her faith. Vicky was most worthy of being Geraldine here. Chris Mann and Kate Burrow were fab in their respective roles of Owen and Mrs. Cropley. Howard Ball was endearing as Frank Pickle, especially during the infamous coming out live on air scene. David Burt brought real fire as David Horton, again doing his own rendition of the grumpy yet lovable counsellor, different than Gary Walden, and all the better for it here. My personal favourites were Linda Davenport as Alice, the ever-versatile Craig Eccleston as Hugo, and Reg Tolliday as Jim, all of whom truly lived their parts, capturing the mannerisms, the quirks, the delivery of their characters, all completely worthy of Emma Chambers, James Fleet and Trevor Peacock. Everyone was outstanding, professional, and worked so well together. Simon Matthews deserved just as much praise for his performance as Cecil the Choirmaster, honouring the flair and style of Simon McBurney's original performance from the TV series. Little things like the odd socks that he wore, the glasses, the suit, coupled with his flailing arms, spinning on the spot, and extreme conducting. It was all so masterful. Simon really threw himself into the performance, and it worked seamlessly with the choir's harmonies. You were mesmerised equally by Simon's performing and the clear, beautiful singing of Michelle, John, Emma, Paul and Sarah. It came together marvellously, and the way they were singing songs like Britney Spears' Hit Me Baby One More Time in such angelic fashion was an absolute highlight. I just couldn't get enough of it. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. It all came together wonderfully, and all the angels themselves were just as charming and sang fantastically, especially in the swan song. There were no duffs at all. Everyone on stage belonged there. Throughout the entire show, there were so many things to further commend the Second Coming, even little tiny things like the background acting, the lights being dimmed on parts of the stage for scene change, the use of thunder, rain and lightning, baby crying, all the use of sound effects were fantastic and well timed. There were moments when the choir and cast were on stage together on separate allocated parts of the set and remained frozen in pitch black, waiting to come to life on cue, as it were. All these things, all the timing, the set layouts lending itself superbly to the audience's imagination, the set design and how it replicated the feel of all the different sets used in the TV show, the stage crew working hard to quickly set up props for the nativity scene. It was all absolutely marvellous and just so professional. And keep in mind, Congleton Players are an amateur theatre group, and they produce something of this calibre, which again speaks volumes of how well they're able to entertain an audience from start to finish, and just why it's so necessary to visit Daneside Theatre. This was Beckie's first time directing, and she, like the rest of the cast and crew, should be proud. I was watching her work with the choir and cast during rehearsals and operate the sound desk for the stage and the night itself, and she was remarkable throughout. I'm sure it was a tough and demanding job for her, but Beckie clearly loved and respected working with everyone here and giving them direction, and they in turn loved working with her. Beckie really did an admirable job directing the show, and it shone through in both rehearsal and live performance itself. Now, I am aware that I may be letting my love for the Vicar of Dibley and Daneside Theatre and the great folk of Congleton Players blind my judgment a little, but I can't help it. I really can't. This was such an awesome night. I loved every moment of it, and my sister really loved it as well, as did the entire audience. There was so much laughter and applause from everyone. We really, really, really did enjoy this show, and that justifies the success and absolute quality of The Second Coming. It's a fantastic stage production. In the years of coming to Daneside Theatre, seeing such wonderful productions like Treasure Island, The 39 Steps, Bugsy Malone, Fawlty Towers and the One Act Play Festival, The Vicar of Dibley, The Second Coming is my favourite. Not only has everyone involved in this show honoured everything that made the TV series so special, but they've also been able to build upon its greatness. If Congleton Players do The Vicar of Dibley next year, then just go. Just go and see it, seriously. Fans of the original TV series will be more than satisfied, and I dare say that newcomers who've never even seen the original show will appreciate it just as much. It's the 280th production from Congleton Players this time around, and it just might be the greatest thing they've ever done. Easily 5 stars. No problem at all. For a list of things to come at Daneside Theatre, then check out www.danesidetheatre.co.uk. Also visit the Congleton Players website at www.congletonplayers.com. Congleton Players are also on Facebook, so please visit their page in the link below. Also, for interviews with various cast and crew, then check out the links below to other videos in this particular YouTube description below. This is DC Woods signing out for The Box of Stuff. More reports on various events will be coming soon, along with various other projects. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta for now.